So 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, folks, to the WP-Tonic. This week in WordPress and SaaS, it's episode 731. We've got a fantastic guest here. We've got Rayhan Afif of Themeum joining us. They are a WordPress plugin and theme shop, been in the space many years. I also got my co-host Andrew Palmer here. So, Rayhan, can you give a quick 10, 20-second intro about yourself and Themeum?
Thank you very much. As you already have said, I am Rayhan Arif. I'm working at Themeum as a assistant vice president, business development, and I've been working here for about 6 years. And I am into WordPress. I love content marketing, business development. I love talking to people, especially in meeting, you know, for the purpose of building relationship, doing some partnership, collaboration. These are the things I usually do at Themeum actually these days.
That's
And
great.
I work for a lovely product, which is Tutor LMS.
That's, that's great. And I got my co-host Andrew. Andrew, would you like to introduce yourself to the new listeners and viewers?
Hello there, new listeners and viewers, and old viewers and listeners. It's Andrew Palmer, Bertha.ai, and we write where you work, and you can hopefully enjoy this show because I've been following Themeum for a little while now, and I'm going to enjoy having a chat with Rayhan.
Yeah, we're going to be
Thank you.
discussing how Themeum started, how large it is. We're going to be discussing a couple of their biggest plugins, one of them Tutor LMS, and we'll just be going in some of the challenges of running a business in Bangladesh in the WordPress IT space. It should be a fascinating discussion. We're going to go for a break of a couple of our major sponsors. We'll be back in a few moments, folks. We're coming back. I'd like to just point out that we've got some special offers from our sponsors. We've got some great recommendations. Also, you can sign up for the WP-Tonic weekly newsletter, where I write an editorial and you get a list of the recommendations and the stories that we discuss on the live roundtable show that we do every Friday at 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which you can join and comment on live by going to the WP-Tonic YouTube channel. To get all these goodies, all you have to do is go over to WP-Tonic/recommendations. Before I go into the main part of this great interview, I want to dedicate this podcast to the memory of Makasha Amani, who died in Iran a day ago in terrible circumstances. I just want to dedicate this to her memory, and may Allah have mercy on her soul. Raha, I wondered, can you give a background about Themeum, how long it's been in the market, and basically maybe also give insight, if you can, of what a couple of things that you hope and the company hopes to achieve in the WordPress space in the next maybe 12 months.
Thank you so much. I'm glad that you asked this question. Themeum started in 2013 actually, and we actually started as a WordPress theme development company. The name, as you can see, that the theme itself is in the name of the company. So we started just like that, and we have had some successful themes, and we have our theme on WordPress.org and also on Theme Forest. And we after that we started developing plugins, and we have what WP crowdfunding, then Qubely, Tutor LMS, as we already have discussed. So these are the plugins we have right now, and we have some wonderful themes as well on Themeum. So after the start of mm, Themeum, we actually grew gradually. I mean, you can say that as we started with the theme, then we actually understood that there's something we can do in the arena of plugins as well. And while theme is not only thing someone requires for a website. So there is a huge opportunity for plugin developers and for those who are looking for great functionalities. So we can do something for them. So I think that having that in mind, I started developing plugins, and I think we're doing good. And Tutor LMS, Qubely, and WP Crowdfunding plugins are the result of those efforts, you can say. So, uh, and I have not been a part of this company since the start, but in my last 6 years, I have seen a lot of work, tremendous work. We are so dedicated actually, and product focused company would say that we're not good at marketing that much. You won't hear about us a lot in many places, but when it comes to product, I think we are doing actually better.
So how big is the company in personnel?
Okay. We are 60 close to 670 people in
Wow.
our company. So you can see it's a big company, and Themeum is not the main company actually. To if I can clarify, we have some other uh, concerns as well. You might have heard about Shaper. I mean, this is in another space. We work with. I mean that is in Joomla, another CMS, and we have Themeum. And what we are doing right now, we are actually putting our I mean sister concern like Doom Shaper, Themium, and something else we will be having in the future. Uh, we are bringing them under one roof, which is Olio. The company will be named as Olio in the days to come, and we are building a campus in Bangladesh, Dhaka. So we are just a month away from being shifted to that campus.
Wow.
So you can
Wow.
expect that some wonderful development work will be going on after we actually get into our newly built campus.
That's
Wow.
awesome. I mean, and you say you don't do any marketing because effectively you don't need to. You've been on Theme Forest and all that kind of stuff, and you're in the WP repository and stuff, and that's helped you. You got a few thousand downloads of all you're doing. What I see you're doing is you're diversifying. So with this coming up, with the actual mention of you building your own campus. You've got staffing, you've got HR, you've got training, you've got everything. So what are the biggest challenges, do you think, in running an IT company of that size and obviously growing? You say you've only been with them 6 years, but obviously and how much of you got remote workers and how much of people actually working in offices doing the stuff. So what are the main challenges that you're seeing running this or being involved in this company?
Well, that's a good question. You know, uh, as I have told you that we have several sister concerns. One is Zoom Shaper, and another one is Themium. So whenever we go for us some sort of circular job circular, we have seen that people get confused whether they're going to work for Themium or Zoom Shaper. So this is one big challenge we had previously. So I mean having both our businesses under one roof is one of the thing. I mean one of that reason that we're actually going under one roof, that let's not the people will have on our team, so that they can have a clear idea that the band they're gonna work under. And as you have talked about the challenges, there were a lot of challenges. I think that those who started, I mean, were a part of this company previously. Those I think that our CEO and those team members saw that more than what I have actually. I have seen the development of the company. I think that in last 6 years, it had some tremendous development. We had some, after COVID, I mean during COVID, we had some sort of situation like, you know, uh, uh, a good number of people actually left the company, and we had to go through some troubles to actually get back on the track. I think after COVID, we we extended our team members to as I already have told you, 70, close to 70. So those problems aren't anymore with us. So I think that we are doing fairly well.
Interestingly, on that, why do you think they left you? Was it because they had to work remotely, or because they couldn't? They just decided that the pandemic's here. I'm just gonna be locked up or locked down, and I can't really focus on work. What were the main reasons for people leaving the business during the pandemic height, if you like, other than illness?
I think that those who work in Doom Shaper, I mean Themium, you can say. So they have a wonderful workplace actually, and these guys never worked for remotely.
Right.
So and and pandemic was the first time actually they started working remotely, and many of them got frustrated with there wasn't any way to get back to office.
Yeah.
They couldn't get out of their houses as well. It was a difficult situation, and one thing led to another, and some of them actually thought that it's better they leave and go for some other opportunities, and some of them started their own ventures. So I think there are different reasons actually that people left, and I would say that experiencing the remote, I think that working remotely was one of the reasons, I would say.
Yeah.
All right.
This is something we actually haven't experienced before.
All right.
Difficult.
So, what are some of the biggest challenges or opportunities in IT and WordPress in Bangladesh? You're based in Dhaka, which is, I think, is the capital. I apologise. It's the capital of
Yes, it is the capital of
Bangladesh.
Bangladesh.
What are some of are there any specific challenges you feel in running IT and a coding shop in the WordPress, particular to Bangladesh and in Dhaka? Maybe you like to give us some insight.
Yes, there are challenges. Yes, yeah, uh, I'd like to mention one thing, that the way WordPress actually runs, like the community. So as long as you are connected to the community and do community works, so your company and community around you thrive. So, but in Bangladesh, what I have seen actually. Uh, what camp actually is a great opportunity for people to gather around and do a lot of activities. So if you talk about Dhaka, you'll find a lot of people here who work for WordPress companies, do freelance work, and do a lot of things in WordPress space. But when it comes to organizing events like WordCamp, we are actually, I can say, we are far behind. We have organized just one WordCamp in 2019, and for for this particular reason, I would say that the community, WordPress community, the way it should have grown, has not grown that way. So in and for that particular reason, whenever you go for some sort of circular, like you need to hire some new people, so you have to make them understand what WordPress is actually. So and there is a the, Bangladesh is very thriving company digitally, is doing very good actually. So when you do some sort of, we go for some sort of circular, you have to make them understand that what WordPress, then the people will be interested to actually work for the company you are actually offering job from.
Have
So
you
this
got
is one
any?
challenge.
Have you got any insights? Or you probably thought about this. Why has it been difficult to build any kind of meetups? You seem to be suggesting it's been. Is it been because of COVID? Has that really disrupted the whole thing to a large extent, or was there other particular reasons based in Dhaka and Bangladesh in
I
general?
think Thank you, thank you. I think it's the COVID. Last 2 years we couldn't have any meetup or we couldn't organize any WordCamp as well. We had some online meetups. People. I haven't seen. I attended some, but I haven't seen a lot of people interested in online meetup as well. But after COVID, I also have seen that people are actually joining in-person meetup, and it started going. But the COVID had a major impact on the meetups and some other big events actually we wanted to have in Dhaka actually.
And
So
what is the you don't mind me asking, what is in population size? What is the size of Dhaka?
it's more than I think 2 crore in its how can I
Yeah,
put it?
20 million,
Sorry,
20 million
20,
or
20 million, exactly 20
20
million.
million. Yeah, 2 crore.
20 million.
20 million. Yeah, it's a big city. I mean, it's the Silicon Valley of Bangladesh, right? So, it's very tech related, and there's a lot of people there. How is recruiting? How do you go about recruiting in a very closed marketplace for people? Because there's lots of opportunities. The wages obviously are not on the same level as the UK or the US, but that's you still have to pay a decent amount of money for decent programs. When you're running, Tutor LMS, for instance, got 50,000 downloads. You've got the free version. I don't know how many premium, but you've got support staff, you've got techies, you've got people building all kinds of stuff. So you've got a whole range of people, support, accounting, all that kind of stuff. What's the recruitment process like for you?
Okay. Whenever actually, if Jonathan might be in my friend list on Facebook, we also have, a circular uh, published on social media. So what usually happens when there is a circular, so we have different sort of, job sites in Bangladesh like bdjobs.com or any other one. Probably I shouldn't have mentioned this one. This is the common one we will go for. And we have different groups for WordPress people, like WordPressian is one. It has a good number of people. So what we usually do whenever there is something, there is a circular, we publish those circulars on our website, then share it through different channels, like the one I have mentioned, the job site and the groups also. We do this sort of things. Then we do sort of interviews, tests, and this. I mean, different companies follow this different sort of hiring process. So
Sure.
this is how we actually do.
All right.
Brilliant.
I think we're going to go for our break. It's been a great insight about Themeum and about Bangladesh and WordPress in Dhaka and Bangladesh. We've got some other great questions. We'll be back in a few moments, folks. We're coming back. If you're listening to this, Andrew and myself are probably right in the middle of a major virtual summit that we're running on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday next week. It's the Membership Success Summit with Pat Flynn as our keynote speaker, with Morton Henderson, with Rob Rowling, with a host of top names. Andrew is one of the co-hosts with Stephanie. It should be a fab affair. You can still, if you're listening to this, you probably can just go over and sign up for free and join us during that day or the Friday. To do that, you go over to the membershipsuccesssummit.com and the link will be in the show notes. Go to the WP-Tonic website or just go straight to the website and sign up. And you can join us for the Thursday and Friday totally free and watch these great presenters. So you mentioned that you're big in Joomla and you've developed your presence in WordPress. Have you noticed, because is there a big difference in community or the way that you market to both CRM groups, to the Joomla crowd and the WordPress? Is there anything, or is it very similar the way you market or approach those two different open source communities?
Thank you for this question. Actually, we don't get a lot of questions on Joomla, and I'm glad that you ask on this.
Joomla guy. I started with Joomla.
Yes, Joom Shipper. I mean, the business we have in that space. So there are differences actually. So what I have seen that WordPress is the biggest the community in the world, I would say, and compared to that, Joomla is not actually that big, and the way we used to sponsor some events like I mean some Joomla Day, different like the way WordPress is having WordCamp, but I don't see those opportunities for last actually 3 to 4 years. So you can say that since the community is not growing that much, the opportunity for product I mean product companies has shrinking as well. Like we don't have a lot of places to market the product. What we have actually, we have some loyal customers. I mean, and when it comes to Joomla, you know, our product is far more stable. In if you could compare any product, even with the Joomla one, I mean WordPress one, you'd find that our product, I mean, is wonderful and very stable. And so what people, I mean, what our customers are doing, they're renewing actually every year. And Joomla guys are really wonderful. Whatever happens in other world, they love Joomla very much. And I think that Joom Shaper has been a center to their love, and they're sticking to Joomla and they're sticking to us. So this way, you can say that we are actually, what we are doing, we are actually sending emails, doing some sort of content marketing within the community we already have. So there is not much space in Joomla to get, get new actually customer that much. So but in WordPress there is a bigger opportunity. So there are a lot of events like WordCamp, what we already have talked about, and local, international, and there are a variety of products. If you talk about a particular product in Joomla and WordPress, you'll probably find a lot of competition in WordPress, but not one in Joomla. And this competition is better for the product, for the customers, and for the companies. When there is no competition, as a product company, you have less scope to grow, and for customers you have less scope to get. So what this competition in WordPress actually widen the opportunity for the product uh, companies and the customers as well. So I think there are some many differences between the community uh, of these two CMSs.
All right.
And I think that's I think you've nailed it. Is that Joomla is more of a condensed community, so therefore they need a better product, right? Because they're not going to put up with a product that's not going to perform. They like Joomla for the particular reasons. It's SEO friendliness, it's ease of use, it's I love Joomla still. I've got no problem with Joomla. I absolutely adore it. I think it's one of the best things. But it was the core management of Joomla and the way that it was going that kind of led to the contraction, and the fact that WordPress was coming up and lots of people were saying, go to WordPress because it's not a problem. And the issue of, when you updated Joomla, you actually didn't have to you had to update your whole website. It wasn't like WordPress. When you update WordPress, you don't have to rebuild your website. So there was a few issues there, but it's nice to see that even though it's a condensed marketplace for you, Joomla is still a major part of your business, and that's,
Yes, it is. Yes,
that's the way it should do it. And also the WordPress community can maybe learn from the mistakes that the Joomla management structure had when they decided that when we do an update, it's actually a new bit of software. So those were challenges that you obviously had to face every time you went from 1 to 2 to 3 to whatever version it's on now. And we've got to be careful in the WordPress community that some plugins do that as well. You know, when you update a plugin, I've got plugins that have updated and they're just not, they're not back compatible for very specific reasons, because we've got the blocks, we've got the React, we've got loads of JavaScript involved. So, you know, well done for coping with that. I really appreciate it.
So I get the impression, and I just want to ask, that you're in the WordPress area, your main focus is Tutor LMS. Obviously, that is quite a competitive area in the WordPress or in the general, because you got some very large established learning management plugins, plus you got a host of SaaS competitors. Why that particular sector? What attracted it to you and your team and the company in general to invest a lot of energy, time, money in trying to get established in that particular sector?
I mean, why did we build Tutor LMS? Is that
Basically, yeah.
okay. Thank you so much. You know, if you you know you understand LMS marketing WordPress more than I think that more than a lot of people in this community. You work with membership, people. LMS and e-learning guys are centered to your shows, actually, WP-Tonic. So, and I think you understand it better. Like the thing I'm gonna say is WordPress has some wonderful product in LMS niche, but some are not in the WordPress.org, and WordPress has a it says that it wants to democratize the publishing, and WordPress is free, and there are some products which are premium only, and there are some products on WordPress.org. uh, they have different functionalities that people utilize. What we have seen that we can actually contribute to this particular niche, I mean, LMS. So we had some ideas, actually. We analyzed that there are some, as you have mentioned, that there are some competitors in SaaS world, and some are in WordPress. So when we have analyzed, we have some familiarities with the LMS before. We have another plugin in Joomla, like SPLMS. So we had some sort of experience in LMS before. So what we have seen that we contribute to this uh, niche, and we can do better, actually, in many ways. Like, we have seen that people are, if someone wants to build an e-learning site, a particular plugin isn't being enough for him. Like, one has to buy one from a different, from a particular, a main plugin from a particular place, and there are he requires a lot of extension, and those he or she will have to buy from different places. So this is what we have seen, and in WordPress.org there are some premium models. I think that there are some free plugins that we thought that that was quite good, but that people could have had more. That the Tutor LMS is the plugin they're having more. Yeah, if you look at the free version, people can even monetize their courses without paying us a single penny. I mean, a lot of features are in there. People can start, actually. So we had those things in mind, that we wanted to build an LMS plugin that people actually install, and they don't require a lot of extension from different places, different
Well,
vendors to
that's really interesting, but I've got to ask the question, and it is tricky, difficult.
please.
I think every plugin shop has this, if they're going to have a free version which is available on WordPress.org, but also a Premier, you've outlined that you've got a lot of functionality in the free version, but to pay your developers, to pay your wages, they've got to buy the paid version to some extent. How has it been difficult to work out, or is it ongoing, what you offer in the free version and what you offer it in the paid version?
You know, since the very start, we actually what we gave in the free version, we didn't change anything. That we did not make any free feature. I mean made premium. We didn't do anything like that. So what you were actually saying, that how actually we are uh, in plain word making money out of this, since a person can create an e-learning website without paying any single bucks to the company I work for. you know uh, you can if you look at the Tutor LMS features, and if you go look at the comparison, you will understand that for a basic e-learning site, Tutor LMS has everything someone requires. But when he wants to offer something better, advanced analytics, like in Tutor LMS free version, uh, we have 3 question type in quizzes, but in premium version there are 10. So there are some triggers in the premium version as well. If someone wants to do more with the e-learning side, and I think that they should go for the premium version, and they are doing that. We have seen a lot of people started with the free version and then converted to a premium version, even after a longer period of time, when they are comfortable actually. And in SaaS world, there is something like you can offer them free trial, but in WordPress, the way GPL works, there isn't much scope for free trial system. So the freemium version on WordG is something that we rely on for people to explore our product. Then whenever they actually think that it's good in the premium version, and they think that this is the right time for them to
Yeah, I think you
get the
just
premium.
made.
And
I'm a slow learner, but you've made a really insightful point there. Because in the SaaS world, the free trial, a lot of SaaS companies have a free product, and they face the same problems, don't they? They got to provide a certain degree of functionality, but on the other hand, if it's too much, nobody's going to upgrade to the paid version. So it's, in some ways, it's exactly the same in the WordPress. It's just slightly different. You've got a free and then a free plugin in on WordPress.org, and then you've got your Premier. So slightly different language, but really fundamentally the
I
same
think you're
problem.
doing it. I think you're doing it right. You've got, you can't have drip. You haven't got a front end builder. You haven't got course preview or course attachment options. You can't issue certificates in the free version. So as
free version,
people
exactly.
as people grow their learning management system, they can get out a basic course that they can monetize, which is great. Once they've made some money, they can sign up as an individual for only $150 a year. I mean, that's not too bad. You've got installation services as well, which is because you've got so many staff. You've got a big crew there, 60, 70 people working with you. So you can, for the basic user, if I pay you $149, you're going to install the system for me, right? On my hosting.
Yes, and yes.
Which is a great
we,
offering. So you've got for agencies, if you're an agency wanting to go into LMS, $299 a year gets you 5 installations, right?
Yes.
So does that, tell me how that works. Once I've done my 5 installations, but then I go, I've done a year. My next year, do I get another 5 installations, or is that too cheeky?
For agencies, we haven't seen people requesting for the installation. Agencies can do that actually fairly well. So what we have seen that some people coming from different SaaS like those who don't have WordPress experience before, these are the people who actually ask for the installation.
Sure.
Those who know WordPress installation is not big a deal for them. Actually, we have an experience that people asking for the installation services again and again. Even we don't get this request much actually. Um, but we since there are people who actually don't have WordPress experience that much, and even experience our plugin before, so for them we're actually having it. So I
Well,
think
Awesome.
that this is not
Yeah.
this is not something that is triggering them to go for the premium. I think that this is not a big deal for them, but we have it so that if
yeah.
in case people need it.
All right, that's great. I think we're gonna, before we wrap up the interview, Rayhan, how can people find out more about you and more about the company?
uh, for if someone wants to find me on Twitter, it's Rayhan07, my Twitter handle. And for business purposes, my email is business@themeum.com. And if someone wants to find the products actually we build and we work for, Themeum.com is the website they should be looking for.
Perfect.
That's fantastic. And Andrew, how can people find out more about you and your thoughts?
Wow. They can go to @Arnie Palmer on Twitter. They can go to LinkedIn, search me up there, but obviously Bertha.ai. But in the next week, you're going to get sick of my face because I'll be co-presenting with Stephanie Hudson the membershipsuccesssummit.com.
You will do. We've got a fab group of speakers, though, haven't we, Andrew?
Yeah, crazy. It's crazy. I'm looking forward to it. Sitting in my chair, I need a new cushion.
You will do.
I'll be here for a few hours, and it'd be great. But Rayhan, absolute pleasure to meet you. And I've followed
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure as
many
well.
years.
It's been wonderful talking to you, and I loved answering all those questions.
Oh,
you've
done a fantastic job. I know it's a
Thank
little
you
bit
so
late
much.
for you, but you've given some great insight about the company and about WordPress in Bangladesh and Decca. So I think it's been an interesting interview. We're going to wrap it up now. We're going to see you next week. I'm back trying to organise this summit for the rest of this day, which is just such fun. And we won't see you next week because we're going to be at the summit, but we will be back the following week. We'll see you soon, folks. Bye.
See you soon.
Cheers.
Cheers.